Okay, so as I was saying a while ago, if the others are finding it hard to look into a proposal or to think of a proposal, the best thing to do is to read a lot of literature. No, the only concern there is what will be your main focus, because a lot of engineering literatures can actually be downloaded, and if you don't have yet the particular uh, subject for your research, then medyo maguguluhan ka, no? Very broad yon. Pero makakatulong, no? All you do is to find some or download some references, related studies about a particular subject that you are interested into. So let's say earthquake engineering, but earthquake engineering in itself is very, very broad, so you need to make it more specific, uh, upon which all those literature that were downloaded must carefully be read and understood by you. From there, dun kayo makakakuha ng motivation, no? So, ano yung gusto kong gawin? It's just like composing a song. Hindi mo pwedeng gawin yung isang bagay na hindi ka interesado. Mahirap, di ba? So, because research is a very um, systematic process, a very detailed process, lalo na sa engineering. So, you need to be motivated. The inspiration must always be there for you to be able to write it down. So, hindi lang pwede yung iniisip mo siya. You have to put it into a paper and successfully deliver and defend it in front of the panelists, the evaluators. Yun yung problema doon, no? Okay. So, for the review of literature, it may be a separate section or may be incorporated into other sections like problems, methods, or conceptual framework. So it should be confined to only scientific, not popular, literature. So when you say scientific, lalo na when it comes to engineering research, hindi siya pwedeng dahil narinig mo lang dun sa isang tao, pwede mo na siyang gamitin, no, as a basis for your research proposal. So the basis must always be scientific and systematic. Okay? Hindi pwedeng chismis lang kahit na yung nagsabi sikat na tao, kung wala siyang basihan in terms of science, parang malabong makapasa yan, no, sa mga evaluators. So, this also provides a base of the knowledge on what is known about the problem to be studied. Okay, so basically, the literature will give you the conceptual framework. Earthquake engineering, and then you read about earthquake engineering pertaining to bolted connection failures in steel design. So, meron ka ng basis dun sa knowledge na gusto mong gawin, foundation, para nun masolve mo yung particular problem na nakikita mo doon. Parang gano'n, no? And this must be done before developing the problems and the objectives. Kailangan magbasa ka muna at makita mo muna yung foundation na yon before you develop the statement of the problem and its objective. Although syempre alam mo na kung ano 'yon, pero yung pagsulat, no? Hindi mo pa sinulat Nandun pa lang sa utak mo. Kaya kailangan mong gawin muna 'to para nun maisulat mo na. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, tinanong ko kayo kanina kung may naisip na ba kayo. And I was expecting, of course, na wala pa kayong naisip kasi I just give you some background on research last Tuesday, no? Dahil sabi ko nga hindi madaling mag-isip ng isang proposal, lalo na project study siya, hindi naman 'to yung proposal na pang maliitan na problem lang. This has 5 chapters, 4 to 5 chapters to consider. So hindi ganun talaga kadali, no? So don't worry kung nahirapan kayo along the way. You will be able, I think, if you are properly motivated, you will be able to come up with a good proposal. Okay, not just a proposal, but a good, if not a very good proposal. So for the conceptual framework, importante ito sa engineering, although it is not a universal requirement. Kasi kaya hindi universal yung mga ibang types ng research na wala sa field ng engineering, hindi gaanong systematic yung procedures nila, no? Hindi kagaya sa atin. But for engineering research, this is quite a major element of the whole research proposal, the conceptual framework. If you don't have the concept, the idea, the principles, the basic knowledge, fundamentals about the particular problem that you are talking about, then how can you make a good proposal? Parang hindi ka panipaniwalang maipapasa mo yung proposal na yun. Okay? So it is a conceptual analysis of the research problem. So the conceptual analysis has something to do now with the lectures that we professors are giving you from day one, when you started, no, answering or studying the problems that your professors are giving you, no, from mathematics, sciences, mechanics, theory of structures, design of structures, etc. So yun ang panggagalingan nun, no? Of course, it will not be limited only to the lectures that we give you, but also the resources that are available to you now. Napakadali naman ngayon dahil sa internet to come up with a lot of references that will serve as conceptual framework of what you are going to propose. So this helps to assure that the researchers are really on top of the situation. When it comes to the problem itself, you have to examine very closely what the problem is all about and how you would solve the problem. How would you weigh the problem? How would you approach the problem? How significant the solution to the problem will actually make your objectives as well as your goal very shall I say, giving that needed impact to the development of the community you belong, or what you call the contribution of such research to the betterment, no, the betterment of the people around you. In short, as I have told you last meeting, no, it has something to do with improving, no, the way of life of each and every individual that exists, no, in this globe. Yun lang naman yung research. Sabi ko nga, of course, you will not have to put those exact words into the objectives, because you have to be a little bit more specific on the research proposal that you are talking about. Okay, so the primary purpose of some disciplinary research may be to develop a conceptual framework. On the other hand, yun daw mga ibang disciplinary research naman, nagiging objective nila yung conceptual framework. So this is one example upon which the conceptual framework itself, or the idea that you are talking about itself, will be your objective. Kaya lang, pag ganito, disciplinary yung research mo. Ibig sabihin, it has something to do with a pure research. Para kang nag-iimbento ng isang fundamental law. Medyo mahirap yon, no? Because nowadays, sa sobrang dami na ng theory and principles na na-develop ng mga magagaling nating mga scientists noong unang panahon, hindi imposible, pero napakahirap ngayon na ikaw mismo magdi-develop ng isang disciplinary research to create your own conceptual framework, which will be the basis for the future's conceptual framework. Parang ikaw ngayon ang objective mo, gumawa ng conceptual framework. Pwede rin yun, no? Sa structural engineering class, I am very much motivated. Ang problema lang, talagang napaka-demanding pag ganito yung pinasok mong type of research, no? So pag pinag-usapan na natin what are the classifications and kinds or types of research, we will talk about these things. Okay, so for the methods and procedures, which is of course aligned also to the related literature or related studies that made your problem statement and objectives stable, perhaps by writing. So this describes how the objectives will be achieved, which flows directly from the particular objective that you have described. So ano ibig sabihin nun? They address how will the data be generated or collected. They address analytical techniques to be used, and they address sequence of procedures. So these are the three things that they will target, no? These are the three things that they will address or focus into when the methods and procedures are already written or are already defined in this particular part of your proposal. Okay? So, kunwari, nag-propose ako sa isang company ng isang proposal, no? An engineering proposal. Kahit na napakaganda ng aking proposal class, pag tinanong nung general manager na paano mo gagawin lahat yung sinabi mo, what are the procedures you are going to do, are they doable or not? So dun ko ngayon i-discuss yung methods and procedures on how to achieve the particular goal I want to achieve based on the procedures that will be defined, no? In this particular part of your proposal. So hindi pwedeng nangangarap ka, wala ka namang means on how to achieve your goal, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin tsaka na nating isipin yun. Hindi papasa yung proposal mo. So you have to come up with this particular part of your research. Kaya kayo nga yung research CE Project 1 ninyo, you need to submit and defend these three chapters, no? 1, 2, and 3, which is the problem. 2, the related literatures that will actually back up the significance of the problem that you are talking about, and the ways, methods, the ways and means that you are going to do in order to achieve your objectives, if not your goal. Okay? So, yun. So, the methods and procedures in the student research proposal should be very detailed because you are writing a study in terms of the academic format. Then medyo demanding tayo pag student research siya. Pero pag mga proposal lang sa mga company, sa isang opisina, sa isang project, sa isang prospect na business, hindi ganun ka detalyado yan. Okay, you need to document the references, the source of the literature, etc. So, ito, papasok of course ito, yung mga review of related literature mo, dapat meron kang bibliography, no? So, alam naman natin yan. Pero huli na to no? Hindi na natin masyado munang papansinin yan. So, nasa documentation na yan. Okay, so that's, I'll cut my presentation up to this point, class, and maybe ask of some of your concerns before I proceed with the third part of my my prepared presentation. Okay, so